So it's not often that I would put a 10-year-old turning 11 in my horses to follow, but I think Fergal O'Brien has a horse now that can win him a couple of handicaps, and I can't remember what they paid for him at the sales, but he could. This horse can win him a couple of handicaps and actually cover their costs, I would imagine. Um, because he's only rated 135 now before midnight, and he didn't really go to the places that he thrives at after his few efforts at the beginning of the season. So he does have an entry this weekend at Chepstow in a seniors handicap hurdle. Now, I think the fact that he's running over hurdles is to get him fit, and to get him fit for a couple of races coming up. If we look at these two here last year, just wait for those to load. He finished third behind Time White and who was the other horse? Frere Bamboo, over 2 mile in a race worth 42 grand. He then finished third again behind Boot Hill and So Scottish. Now, Boot Hill was then running in graded races. So Scottish was believed to be one of the best handicapped horses still. Time White went up nicely for that, had already shown that he can run some good races anyway. And Frere Bamboo looked incredibly well handicapped himself. Before midnight, finished third off marks of 147 and 146. If he turns up this season off 135, which is his current handicap mark, surely he's going to go really close here, isn't he? These two races, I think he could win both of these, worth 42 grand and 65 grand. Off, say, 135 and 140. He wins them both, he could run off 140. So he could still run in this race, potentially, off a mark of £6 lower than when third last year. He has won this race off 144. If he could turn up off 140, having already won the previous time, I mean, if there's a simple plan for Mr. Sutton and Fergal O'Brien, it's that. You run him at the weekend, you get him fit over hurdles, you then go to Ascot for these two races. I would expect him to win at least one, if not both of them, even at the age of 10 stroke 11. And if you can end up getting him at, 5-1 and 4-1 for these two, that's 9 points if he wins both of those. And honestly, if he turned up off 135 and 140, I would be confident he would win them both. So there's your plan, an early season plan for Fergal O'Brien and his new owner, and hopefully we can get our horses to follow off to a good start.